Okay. This game we're gonna be playing Rengar Conqueror. I'm gonna be going a Bruiser build against the Lee Sin. So that's the reason I'm taking Conqueror, so that I can invade Lee Sin at level 3. As it's expected out of this elo. I think it's gold 4, maybe gold 3. I don't remember. The enemy jungler is gonna be pathing towards top side just because they want to receive a bot lane leash. So we're going to be doing a full clear towards top side over here. As for build, I think we're going to be going plated steel caps. I think we're going to be going gourd drinker, death stance if I'm not mistaken. Death stance, and probably after the death stance we can figure out what we're gonna be going next. Maybe even Maw. I think Maw could be okay. Cleaver for the stats. Spirit Visage. Because they do have a little bit of AP. Paying attention to where Lee Sin starts. Auction's already top lane, so that confirms that he started over bot side. Continue to clear. They're gonna look at my waves. Mid lane is about even so far, but that can change. I'm losing prio top lane, I am losing prio mid lane, but it's okay. Shouldn't need it. As long as I, once again, get in, get out. Be patient over here. Hopefully the enemy Lee Sin will show up and not do what I've seen a lot of Lee Sins do, which is skip the red buff entirely. Okay, seems to be the case. I've been struggling to kill Lee Sins over here because they always, like, they literally always do something else rather than not gonna flash, I'm dead. I've been struggling a lot to kill Lee Sins over there because they always do something weird. I'm not gonna flash him. He's gonna be picking up the scuttle. He used both summoners. I'm walking over here because I don't give this scuttle that much of a priority. I'd rather defend my own camps. I'm walking over here to defend my own camps. Very sad that I didn't get the invade, but it is what it is. My top lane is getting ganked, so I'm gonna walk in for a counter gank. Also, an instant flash from him. Okay. Just focus on clearing right now. That didn't hit. We're just gonna focus on doing a little bit of clearing. If Lee Sin wants to pick up that scuttle, it's okay. We're We're just gonna focus on clearing our whole jungle camps rather than invading right now, because we have the option of invading. We're gonna farm our own camps because his raptors are not level 2 and mine are. Also, mid lane has no flash, so that is why the Ahri is pinging assistance. She's not exactly bad in suggesting that I could go for a gank, but as you can see, like Victor is like somewhere. He probably warded, so for that reason, I'm not gonna walk in for the gank. I don't want to be giving away my positioning, but I do want to ward this, so that I know that Lee Sin is not gonna do it. And right now it's a little bit difficult to track where the enemy Lee Sin is gonna be, but I can assume probably bot side soon because of the blue buff coming up. I will be able to kill Victor once I hit level 6, so there's no need to rush. Walking over here. Victor is coming, so that is why Ahri is pinging, right? So over here, we're gonna wait out a little bit, hop onto the Senna, jump onto Victor over there. I wanted to hop on Senna's shadow thingy so that I could jump, but I couldn't. I'm gonna hit level 6 over there. And given that Lee Sin was very low, he cannot be doing jungle camps. If he is dead over here. So I'm gonna walk up, steal a camp, and looking at bot lane, they seem to be pushing up. So I might go in for a gank over there after stealing the red buff over here. This is why we put vision, so that we can scout for the Lee Sin. Oh my god! Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to kill Sivir over there because I griefed my jump. Otherwise, I do kill her. Gonna recall right now because I have a lot of money. Gonna pick up a whip and keep on walking. We don't have vision of this, and I don't have vision of my red buff. It could also be getting stolen, right? So we have to be careful over here. Okay, we see Lee Sin over there. That is what we cared about. Understanding where he's at. And Herald this up, but I still have to pick up the dragon really fast. Lee Sin. We see him still hovering around the area, which is unfortunate because if he's there, it makes it a little bit difficult for us to get the objective. But now, given that my bot lane killed, it's possible that Lee Sin is going to show up, which is why I'm sticking around a little bit close by for this, right? For this reason, because he was over here. He's going to kick me, but I have items, so it should be fine. And now, with that kill, right? Well, this is perfect because now I can do the objective. And I was always farming camps in between while Lee Sin was walking around losing a little bit of efficiency. Because you can see, even if you don't get the best early game, which I didn't, I even died, right? It's still possible. It's still possible to do everything that you should be doing. You just gotta be patient and understanding of what the enemy jungler has to do. And if he doesn't, you will just punish. For example, over here, I'm just gonna continue farming. Like, okay, let's go. Let's go, Gnar. Let's go, Gnar. Since I'm very strong, like for example, right now, that is a very good moment for me to do Herald. Because my top laner is solo killed, right? But given that I'm very ahead of the Lee Sin, I don't need to do it right away. Usually you do things right away if you need, like, an advantage per se, and right now I don't need that advantage because I already got it. So I'm gonna focus on clearing my camps, and then I'm gonna focus on the objective. You see Lee Sin with a red buff over here. I'm gonna ult so that I can get in range. Focus on pushing the wave, and just like that, like I guarantee myself another kill. Something that you wouldn't be getting, and I guarantee myself the camps that I did. Something that you wouldn't be getting if you just go immediately for the herald. Like the game shapes a little bit different. Always be on the lookout to farm, and as I mentioned, as long as you get the herald before 14 minutes, it's okay. Victor is dead, right? And oh no, the eye. And because Victor is dead and no one is mid lane, I'm gonna take advantage of pushing mid lane so that I can get a lot of money from the platings over here. Victor is dead for another 2 more seconds, so I'm gonna be able to walk, and I have a wave, so I'm gonna be able to walk up and do a lot of damage to the turret. A little bit of an early herald over here, honestly. A very early herald. But it's because I wasn't expecting to get the turret. I was expecting the enemy Lee Sin to come and defend me. But thankfully, he's an idiot, so we're gonna be able to finish the wave and back up. Now we have 2 more minutes on Dragon, and we have 2 turrets remaining. The sub, gonna pick the sub. I'm gonna start building into dead zones. I think breaking top lane, it's a little bit easier than killing bot lane right now because I can simply ult auction, and if I ult auction, he's just dead because I'm fed. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna focus on doing that. Once again, focus on efficiency, picking up camps in between. As soon as auction shows, he's just dead. For example, he's showing over there. My Nara is jumping. So I'm walking. Ah! I didn't have a blast cone, so I have to do this. If I do it a little bit faster, I probably could have killed. And maybe save my Gnar. As you can see, everyone else is bot side, so it doesn't, like, I can't allow myself to walk up even if I have no vision, because as you can see, I don't have vision. But I know that Victor and Lee Sin are over there bot lane. The auction is still dead, so a lot of plating for me over here. A lot of platings, and now I can recall after taking this turret and head towards Herald. I mean, not Herald, Dragon. They're talking about please getting something. I literally just got a lot of things. Like, I'm omega fed right now. Take a look. I just finished an item from that push. Dragon is coming up. Unfortunately, I don't have flash because I'm an idiot. Like, literally. Had I ulted like this or there was a blast cone, I wouldn't have had to flash. Can pick up the red buff prior to doing the objective so that I can have it. And prior to doing the objective as well, I'm actually going to be hitting level 11. So with 11 over here, now I'm feeling comfortable in doing the objective. No smite is needed. I know Lee Sin's red is up and that, like, for example, these guys are over here. I'm not gonna do anything over there. Gonna put this for vision. his red is up. Auction is gonna be rotating maybe to get golems. Okay, he's not picking up the golems because there are no golems. Lee Sin is jumping over here. That is why we take, like, that's what we farm, so that whenever we get into a fight, take a look. Lee Sin has one item, I'm already 2 wide, like, I'm literally so fed. So over here, we just push and focus on getting objectives. Like, if my Ari wants to rotate and do all of that, well, that's her. I cannot do anything about it. Me, personally, I'm gonna focus on objectives. I'm gonna focus on winning the game. If Ari wants to pick up 1 kill and get an extra 300 gold, well, good for you. I'm not gonna push it away because I have Monster Hunter. Gonna back off. 50 seconds on Herald. With that Herald, we're gonna be using it to break open turret on the side lane. Gonna farm a few camps over here, and we're gonna recall afterwards. They don't have healing reduction, and because they don't, I will go Visage so that I can get more healing out of my W, out of my Conqueror, out of my Gore Drinker, right? If they had any healing reduction right now, I would be building Maw instead for the magic resistance, for the AP damage dealers on the team. So for example, take a look, my Ari is over here. Even if they die, I don't care. Now taking a look at the map, I need to be doing this, right? But given that my team already has that secured, I am not needed over there. Like, we have enough vision. The enemy is not going to be taking it away from us, so I'm just going to continue to farm. Like, I'm still going to be close by in case something happens, but I don't think anything is going to happen. I could be ulting for the Victor, and I will. A flash for the kill. He gets the kill. I continue to farm. And given that we have a Herald, that is why I flash, because we can do something with that Herald. We can push because we have numbers advantage.
Oh yeah, come on. Alright. Oh yeah, let's get down.
Oh, Nara has Herald. I thought Saya did. For some reason I thought Saya did. I'm very fed, as you can see. They don't do anything to me. Like, I'm barely receiving any damage. Gonna jump on Sivir over there because I'm fed, and because also she was the only one remaining on the mounted necklace. Focus on the objectives. As you can see, it doesn't matter what our team did. It doesn't matter if they're doing good or bad. We can deal with them later. We can deal with how the game is going later on. But it is important that you're focusing on the things that you should be doing. In this case, me going for objectives, farming, keeping an eye out on the enemy's jungler so that I can react if needed, how it happened on top lane and on bot lane. As I mentioned, I didn't have the best of earlies. I even got solo killed, right? But it doesn't matter. Should it matter? It should. But the enemy jungler is never good. So even if you make the mistake, he's not going to be playing perfect. He's going to be making mistakes left and right. I would even say that not doing the red buff, like when I was walking for it, would be a mistake on the enemy jungler. And how can Lee Sin defend himself against the invade is by warding over here prior to doing the red buff, so that if I go in, he's aware of it and he can defend himself. But overall a mistake because he's dropping the efficiency. What the hell? Now Baron is the objective that we want to be picking up. So we just pick up the Baron and it's game over. You can see my whole team is over here. You can see I'm also the most fed member on the team because unlike my laners, I care about CS. I care about the waves. I care about pushing instead of just randomly rotating to fights. And I also care about my own efficiency, and I do punish the enemy jungle camp, so that's why I'm getting more and more CS every time. Oh, enemy jungler walks up with the Herald gone, so he has to face check and he makes a mistake. I'm gonna jump in here on the Victor. We get her flash. We just push a few minions over here, and that's gonna be the end of the game. Oh, the minion spawned. That's unfortunate. I would have snared him. I don't know if like we can kill him from that snare, but I would have snared him. As I said, you just walk in the enemies like it's over. Why? Because the minions are so strong. One dead on this game, and it was at the very beginning of the game, right? Really easy to play this game as long as you follow the rules of the objectives. What is it that you have to do? You're aware, you're thinking, you're anticipating the enemy's movements and everything. It's a really easy game. The enemy's not perfect. You can get away with this a lot on lower elos, like silver, like gold, and most of the time on platinum. Not every single time, but most of the time, because people on platinum are a little bit better, right? But it's about understanding what you should be doing. I'm sorry, it's understanding what you should be doing. Many times I see a lot of people like the dragon is coming up in about a minute and they see a random fight, so they go to the fight, or like they have a lot of jungle camps available and they have like they need a little bit of money before recalling, so they go to the fight instead of farming their own camps, or they know that the enemy jungler is going to be showing up bot lane, or even worse, they don't know that the enemy jungler is going to be showing bot, and it's not because that they don't know that he's not around, it's because they're just not thinking. Because whenever I go into a session with them and talk about it, they're like, oh yeah, it makes sense. I knew Lee Sin was around the area, but I don't know, I just didn't think about it. It's about thinking. Use your brain a little bit more. Try to do what I do, which is constantly think about every single situation. Like, I'm not doing it like I'm 100% over here because it's not needed. Like, I am not giving it my 100%. As you can see, this game I didn't even look too much at my laners, just a little bit at the beginning, and that was it. Like, on a high level, you have to take everyone into consideration way more. Like, Senna's gonna be pushing, Saya's gonna be pushing, Ari's gonna be pushing, she's gonna be doing this, and that, and then they're gonna be rotating on blah, 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 blah. It's a lot of information to handle. On this low of an elo, you don't have to. So the information that you work with is not that much, but it is important that you play with the information that you do need to use there. So that's gonna be it for this game. Let me know if you have questions or anything.